So we are here with the amazing Harriet Kirby now. She is Lettings Director of Richard James Lettings, and she has had the most amazing journey. In fact, when she spoke at one of our events, ARX Mastery, there was a lot of people actually in tears to hear how she's just transformed as a human, as a businesswoman, and also transformed her business at the same time. Now, as lettings agents, we all know how difficult it is to make those changes. So many of us get stuck, unable to grow. So many of us feel that pain of not being able to generate any more revenue. We look at the profit at the end of year and there's like nothing there. And let's not talk about time. And we all know that there needs to be 100 hours in every single day just to do the bare minimum of what we feel as letting agents we need to do. And Harriet's story is really a story of how to turn all of that around, really get your time back, get off the tools, focus on the things that are important. But you know what the most important thing is? How to actually get your head sorted, actually get your love for the business back. And that's why I love Harriet's story, because she's done all of that. So thank you so much, Harriet, for being with us today. It's lovely to have you here in the Agent Rainmaker studio as well, which is fantastic. And we are joined by Ruby, of course. She has to get involved in absolutely everything. But thank you so much for being here. And just take me back. When did we first meet? What was the first time we came across each other?
My initial interaction with you was actually in January 2023, and I attended a virtual one-day course with you. It was a bit of a rough time for me back then, actually. I'd recently got married, I'd got 2 young children, and I'd totally fallen out of love with lettings. And in all of that, I'd sort of lost myself as well, I guess. I think it's a strange thing for women when we get married. You know, I'd got this whole new surname, and all of a sudden I wasn't Harriet Byrne anymore. I wasn't Harriet Byrne, the lettings agent. I was Harriet Kirby, and I didn't really know who that was and where I should be within my lettings business. So at the time, the one-day virtual event for me was a lifeline, I think, for the business and personally as to where I was in my career. It really opened my eyes to what we weren't doing as a business. And what I should have been doing. And that then led me on to the Legendary Bootcamp, which I attended in April 2023.
Okay. So talk to me about your journey. How long have you been in the letting space?
17 years.
Wow, it's a long time.
Yeah. My whole career really has been dedicated to lettings and property management.
And you're a director, right? So how did you get to be a director? Was that something you worked up to? Did you buy in? What was the process?
Not. I fell into the role totally. I had been working for the same company for a number of years and earning no money at all doing it. And just approached the best agent in my town at the time, actually, and asked them to give me a job. And they said, no, we don't want to employ you, but we'll bring you on board as a director. And at the time I was like, okay, I'm going to be a director. And that was it. All of a sudden I was the director of this lettings agency and I hadn't really got a clue what I was doing, if I'm perfectly honest. I mean, the tenancy management side of things was what I was good at, and that was all I knew. That's all I had known for my entire career. So really being thrown in at the deep end as being a director of this company, and it grew so quickly as well, was quite daunting.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is really interesting. So you've been thrown into the role of director. I mean, I know a lot of people that are directors, but they don't feel like directors. I mean, talk to me about that. How did it feel? You've gone from, because being a property manager, being in the letting space, and then suddenly being a director is 2 completely opposed roles. Did you fully embrace being a director, or did you just carry on being a
Not at all. Not at all. I was a terrible director. I was a great tenancy manager, a terrible, terrible director. I spent my days doing tenancy management. I was doing gas safety certificates and doing renewals and going out doing viewings and inspections and not directing my business in the way that it should have been.
It's amazing, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I see so many people, you're not alone, so many people do this, and they just don't let go of doing the things they always did. But I guess you didn't know what you should be doing as a director.
No, because at the time, nobody had taught me that. Arla had taught me how to be a great tenancy manager. They'd taught me all things compliance and stuff like that. But nobody at the time had taught me how to direct a business. So I didn't know. I just winged it very badly for a few years.
Don't beat yourself up. Many people have done the same. I mean, so now you've gone through this process of really sort of transforming into a director. For those listening that maybe are in the same place, what would you say is the big difference between a tenancy manager or any staff member really and a director? What's the big difference? Do you see it now?
So now, I used to be on the inside of the business looking out. Very much now I'm on the outside of the business looking in. My focus now is a lot more on growing the business rather than working on the business and doing bits and bobs that my tenancy managers are doing. So I used to see my daily tasks as renewals and inspections and arranging gas checks and EICRs. Now my day is very much focused around how I can grow this business and earn more money for the business.
So you're directing it,
yes,
as the title says.
Very much.
And how does that feel? Does that feel different?
It does. It does feel a lot different. At first, I didn't have the confidence to do it as I should have done, really. But over the last few months, my confidence has grown so much more, and I'm a lot more comfortable doing it now than I was.
And have the guys around you taken this on this change in Harriet?
I think my team actually love it. I think they probably thought I was a bit of an interfering so-and-so. And now, certainly, if I ask to see a tenancy application or find out if a gas check's been done, I abruptly get told where to go. It's none of my business, which I'm quite grateful for. I think they love it. They love this new Harriet. I've got so much more enthusiasm back for the business, so much more drive and passion than I had 12 months ago.
It's amazing, isn't it? And yet, I just want to bring this out because so many people say this to me. But I don't want to do anything I wouldn't do myself. I don't want to ask the staff to do anything I wouldn't do myself. Now, you've learned that isn't the way. But so many people think that is the way. They've got to do it because their staff are going to hate them or their staff are going to think they're being lazy. What would you say to that?
I think my staff would never, ever think that. They see what I do as the greater good for the business. And they've also seen me doing those tasks. They've seen me doing the renewals and the inspections. So they know now what I'm doing now is far more beneficial to the business. And in the long run, far more beneficial to them, because if the business is earning more money, they're earning more money.
Now, some people are in the position that they don't feel they can afford to hire staff. And so they'll do the job because they don't feel they can hire someone else. But what you're describing as a role is so key because you're making money doing those things. And yet, if we go back to Mastery, you're at £311,000 in revenue that you've added to the business as a result of stepping up and becoming a director. That would have been very difficult as a tenancy manager to add that amount of revenue to your business in a year, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't have had time because I was too busy tenancy managing to even think about all of the stuff that's going to be making us the big money.
It's a lot of gas certs.
It is a lot of gas certs. I don't think any amount of gas certs could make that sort of money.
I don't think you could unless you're a huge company.
Yeah.
So I think so many people miss that. I think, well, okay, if I hire someone so that I can step back off the tools, that's just a cost. What they're not seeing, and the reason people don't do it, is because they don't know what else to do with their time in order to make the money to cover the new member of staff or the other people doing that job, and then to make more revenue. So let's talk about your day now. You do different things now to what you used to do. So what's Harriet's day like now?
It's very different. It starts by dropping my children off, for one, something that I wasn't doing before. So I'm now in a position where I can take my children. I come in and have a catch up with the girls, make sure they are all okay, there's no major problems. And then I focus on the tasks the bigger money tasks, basically. So at the moment, we're working on an acquisition, which I would never have had time to do if I was doing renewals.
Acquiring another business.
Acquiring another business, yeah. So we've currently got two going through at the moment, which are taking up quite a bit of my time. And I focus on the tasks outside of the day-to-day running. We've sort of done all of our optimization of our current portfolio. So now I'm looking outside of that as to how we can bring additional revenue in from outside the portfolio.
And that's what it needs to be, isn't it? It's just, what can I do to grow this business? The thing is, if you're not doing that, then who is going to do that?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's one thing that I wouldn't have even considered prior to age of Rainmaker, stupidly.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Wouldn't have even thought about it.
It's crazy. And it's 17 years in the business.
17 years in business.
So you were 311 at Mastery. You're now at 435. 435.
Yeah.
With these two acquisitions, that's going to push you over the 500k, I would imagine.
Well over the
500k. That was, in the boardroom, that was Phil pretty awesome that you're going, I've added another 500,000 to this business. I mean, that must put you, up there a couple of
It
levels.
does. Yeah, it does feel good. We actually just, in July, we had our best month ever for
Fantastic.
money coming in.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That must be building your confidence.
Oh, massively, massively. I don't like to admit it, but it feels incredible to have seen the transformation in the business over the last not even 12 months.
Do you think it's catching? Do you think the other directors and the other staff members are getting into it and want to do more? And
the staff
changing their mindset?
Definitely. Yeah, my staff definitely, because they've sort of come on the Agent Rainmaker journey very much with me. So they definitely see it, and they see now the opportunities to earn money where before they'd have just done something for a quite easy life.
And do you feel that this is obviously we're all human at the end of the day. We are emotional beings. We carry our confidence or our lack of confidence with us. Has this tripped over into your personal life in any way?
Definitely. It definitely has. It's, I mentioned briefly at Mastery, I was very lost before Agent Rainmaker. I didn't know where I wanted to go with the business, or in fact, where I wanted to go in life. I'd had my 2 children very close together, and they'd turned everything upside down. And then the business was just being a business. It wasn't setting the world alight. Whereas now, the confidence that Agent Rainmaker has given me, and with the changes that we've made to the business and how successful they've been, I feel like the world's my oyster. I just want to crack on and do it all.
Domination.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's quite a special feeling.
Nice. And so you're picking your kids up from school, you're dropping them off at school, more holidays?
Yeah, having a few more holidays now because I'm in a position to be able to do it. I don't have to worry about the office keeping running when I'm not there because it runs without me. It doesn't need me as such anymore.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a journey. So, dare I ask, the next 12 months, global domination, more acquisitions?
Yeah, more acquisitions, hopefully.
Next year, Rodney?
Yeah.
We're millionaires.
We will be millionaires, yeah.
It's an amazing journey. It really is. And I mean, because there must be so many people out there that have been in this industry for so long, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, still doing what they've always done and doing fantastic jobs, doing what they've always done, like you were, doing a fantastic job. But they don't realise there's so much more they can do if they just stop and have a look and make a few tweaks. And what would you say to guys like that in that position?
Stop doing inspections. Stop chasing your gas safety certificates. There is more to being a letting agent than that. That's I understand that that's the basics, but with the greatest respect, anybody can do that. If you're a business owner and you're a business director, you're worth so much more than arranging a gas check. So step away and see the bigger picture.
Absolutely love it. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been great to have you.
No worries at all. Thank you.
So if you found this interesting, and I hope you have, I know it's certainly inspired me, and Harriet has inspired many, many others to actually start to make the change in their business, then maybe you want to find out a little bit more. As a free service, something that we do is we actually have our growth experts on the phone available to have 30-minute audits with you and just really go through your business and see if there are things that you can do to grow. So if you're interested in finding out a little bit more, just click the link and hop over and go and book a time with one of our guys, and we'd love for you to be the next big success story, to be making a change in your business and maybe your life too. So thank you very much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next episode.